while it's cursed, they're kinda not doing a bad job at it.
They're terrible. It's terrible.
These things are cursed.
Rec Room adds full body characters. I am going to delete my YouTube channel.
I personally think it's like Rec Room's best update ever.
I'm going to start a retaliation against these avatars.
I'm not one to hate, but I just personally don't like that.
I think I'm actually going to stop playing Rec Room. Full body avatars look so bad.
I think they look incredible.
Alright guys, I have a different perspective for us. Oh, chill down. Okay, calm down. Okay guys, okay, alright, stop. Alright? No, shh. Just give me a few minutes. I've got something I'd like to share. I watched dozens of people's videos about FBA or full body avatars and read hundreds of comments. But I also looked into all 33 of Rec Room AMAs. What does that have to do with full bodies? A couple of things. One, having arms and legs was brought up in a couple of old AMAs, and two, the community's reaction to past major changes. Don't get me wrong, the full body avatar update is Rec Room's biggest controversial update yet. When FBA was first showing up in the dev blogs, I was with a portion of the community that did not like the idea of full bodies. But at the end of 2023, I grew tired of the constant negative and disrespect that Rec Room was receiving, that I did not want to be with a group of people that only spoke nicely of the old days. Instead, I decided to gain a different perspective about the full body avatars. So in this video, I'm going to be going through the major points that the community has made about the full body avatars. I'll share my perspective on those points, and I'll also share what Gribbly has said in the past for some of them. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started with point number 1.
This is gonna divide the community like crazy.
This major update will shake things up, and it has been. But over time, the community will figure out what FBA is good for and what it's not good for. What outfits look amazing on FBA and what outfits to keep off it. It's really up to the community if it's going to be divided. If you're rude to a person for wanting to wear FBA, then you're the one causing division. If you don't want to wear it, that's your preference. But please don't stop hanging around a friend that has full body avatars as their preference. With FBA having more hitboxes, I think some people will welcome it as a challenge to see how good they really are with more hitboxes. But just like teleporting, the community really needs to help Rec Room educate the new players that having invisible arms and legs is not cheating. That right there I think is really the biggest deal. When ears first came out, I agreed with those that said that it looked off, and so I didn't use them until an opportunity came where it complemented an outfit of mine.
And it matches the outfit so well! That's cute!
Ears were considered unacceptable at first, and it was expected to divide up the community. While some still don't like it, the community did eventually warm up to the ears. It just depends what outfit you put them on. When Rec Room separated the walking and teleport locomotives, that shook up the community, but now we just consider them as a person's preference. That separation opened the door for screen mode to be added, and later down the road, we got stunt runner because of the jump button they added. With full body, it will also open awesome doors that we won't know just yet. We just need to give Rec Room some time.
Who asked for this? Wait, do you hear that? Yeah, me neither, because nobody asked for this.
Actually, a lot. The community asked for full bodies in ways that they didn't even realize, because what they were asking for wouldn't translate well for the bean avatar. And that is being able to see your torso when looking down, and being able to see your hands hold items that you grab. For the first, if you could see your bean's torso when looking down, there wouldn't be much to see, though it would be neat. But with FBA, it's like looking down at the Rec Room version of yourself, which I personally think is better. For the second, having mitten hands won't work for visually holding weapons. But with fingers, you get to properly hold the weapons as they should. But coming with that is offsets, and we unknowingly asked for that too. It will just work best for the full body than the bean. People has asked Rec Room for hand tracking. Now that would be cool, but weird, since we have mitten hands. So it would make perfect sense to use it with fingered hands, right? Rec Room has lost players when they grew up to VRChat, just because of the option of tracking. I do have considered that option since more hardware and software are available for tracking. I'm really glad not to have to leave Rec Room for that option soon. And when a new VR player gets the full body trackers, learn that they can use them in Rec Room, they will come and probably become a dedicated player. That would be awesome. When finger tracking comes, you'll find me in the rec center practicing my alphabet and sign language. I'm excited to discover people who already know ASL, and who knows, perhaps someone will set up classes. But at this time, any form of tracking is later down in the road. In Gribbly's own words during an AMA, he liked the ideas but said it couldn't be for that time.
Any plans for finger tracking? not in the short term. When a few more of them are out there and we see more players have that hardware, so we could be confident, like, hey, a lot of people are going to get to experience this. I think that's when you'll see us experiment with things like finger tracking. When we see a lot of index controllers or something similar like that out there, maybe the Quest hand tracking, we'll reevaluate for sure.
That was years ago, so the time is now.
They're just so unsettling, and they don't look like Rec Room, like, at all.
This one I'm kind of standing in the middle because I can see both ways. Because we're so used to the bean, the full body looks off and not like Rec Room, but I can see that it was made Rec Room's way. Gribbly explained in an AMA to answer a request for sharp corners to shapes that the roundness is Rec Room's uniqueness.
Beveled edges to it, and that's part of our art style, part of what makes Rec Room look like Rec Room.
I believe that they are still holding true to their design. The people that made our beloved bean avatar is helping with the full body avatar, and that's comforting to know because they know more about the Rec Room way than we do. But I'm sure that they are proud of us of challenging them to stick with the Rec Room style. I'm just glad that another company didn't take over Rec Room and is trying to do this. Alongside this, people say that Rec Room is becoming like VRChat or other games in general, but no one is talking about in ways that VRChat is becoming like Rec Room. Even though a few concepts and features are getting similar to each other, VRChat still looks and runs like VRChat, and Rec Room still looks and runs like Rec Room. VRChat did some things before Rec Room did, and Rec Room did some things before VRChat did. Now they are just leveling out the playing field, but are still holding true to their own identities. Yes, Rec Room is now using Unity like VRChat does, but with Rec Room Studio, you can still use the Maker Pen, and I love it when creators do that because it still gives it the Rec Room touch. Something that I really appreciate about Rec Room is they are working hard for the hands to hold objects in specific ways, whereas in VRChat you're not really holding onto the item but just its general area in a fist. I have no choice but to see them. I believe people say this more about seeing the face than having to see the limbs. I've heard people talk down on the FBA pictures, but then get excited that their favorite shoes might come out. You can give Rec Room constructive criticism on something you do kind of like, just don't sound double-minded. Saying I refuse to look at them and then tell Rec Room to make an option so you don't have to see them sounds like there's an attitude behind it and it's just a selfish move. I don't think Rec Room should give that option. We've all dealt with change that we didn't like at the time, but then get used to it. Just give it some time, give constructive feedback, and let Rec Room make Rec Room.
Did they update this?
Hey
They
guys!
did not.
Wait, actually I can do it right here. I can do it right here.
Your avatar is still up there, but we see your name down here.
What
are you doing?
That's some extra stuff right there. What is happening?
What in the world?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh, what?
When I had early access, I can confirm the FBA looks good on some people and others not so much. When I played games in full body, I couldn't see my FBA face, but just how my new limbs and fingers interacted with things. And it was fun, and it felt more acceptable because I wasn't focused on my face. While I believe my face won't look right on my main outfit with FBA, it will probably look better on a few of my side outfits. If you do have access to full bodies, comment if your outfits worked out, if you had to tweak it, or make a whole new one. We need to give Rec Room time to push out updates and features so it's easier to make FBA look better. That leads me to the last segment, which is less of a point but more of a concern. Rec Room will only focus on full body avatar stuff. Right now, I hope Rec Room will focus on it. If they're going to give us something, they will need to make it worth having. But some portions of the community is concerned that other sides of Rec Room is being ignored. Yes, it's true that there are different areas of Rec Room that hasn't had the attention that it used to, but a point was made by a commenter that is great for us to keep in mind, that the Rec Room staff is split into teams to work on different areas. And my friend made a point that Rec Room has grown so large that it is impossible to satisfy everyone. If Rec Room's most recent RROs have been their way of showing off tools that the community can also use, then I hope that after Rec Room makes sure everything is running well with FBA, that they will make a new RRO that feels more fun to play with in full bodies than just the bean. Like, what if we get to ride a horse while shooting a flintlock or a showdown gun? It would look and feel more accurate with full bodies. It actually makes me giddy thinking about this. Alongside this concern is that Rec Room won't fix their bugs because they're too focused on the updates. Rec Room does report little bug fixes to the community, but I hear mentions of bugs that have been around for far too long. Hopefully that means you knowing the bugs also means you sent tickets about them, but I also stand concerned about the bugs, infinite loading screens, crashes, lag, etc. And Rec Room really does need to fix all these bugs and now all of this stuff that came with Full Body. But we need to speak about Rec Room in a balancing way. I love Rec Room, and I understand that they have a lot of fixing up to do, but I'm not going to be disrespectful to the game that gave me friends and memories. Sharkify said it very well in his video. He challenges people to still be grateful.
If anything, people should be grateful that we're able to step in here. Like, look at this. I think they look incredible. They follow the Rec Room style so perfectly. Not everyone's gonna love it, and that's okay. You're able to have your own opinion, but...
I would like to end this by showing what Gribbly said in the very first AMA after a large update had dropped.
Questions are, what have you learned from the community's reaction to the recent big changes, and what do you wish you had done differently in hindsight, if anything? You know, the Rec Center update put together a bunch of big changes, you know, so we changed the Rec Center, obviously, gave the walk players a jump button, split out teleport mode, brought in screen players and made them officially supported. That's a lot of change, and so I think the biggest takeaway for me, space out those changes in the future, bring people along with us step by step and not kind of pile everything in, because it's just a lot to take in, and I kind of understand people going, whoa, 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 is this still, you know, the Rec Room that I understand? I'm not sure about these changes. I don't like, you know, I like some of them, I don't like some of them, and so that's probably what we'll do differently in the future, and that's probably the biggest lesson from that. Oh, what can the community do aside from just being vocal on social media to help influence the direction of the game? The most direct way to have an impact is upvote things on the canny, add things to the canny. We definitely use that to kind of plan our various sprints, make sure that your issues that you care about are reflected there. And by all means, hit us up on Reddit, hit us up on Discord. Hopefully that answers the question.